Hello and welcome to my end of the year wrap up from an interesting background, but I just wanted to go ahead. Today's November. What? I'm thinking the new year. Today's January 2nd, and I just want to go ahead and get this video done. I want to put these books on my shelves and move on to all the beautiful books I get to read in 2026. So, I read a lot more books than books. What is happening? I read a lot more books than this, but I just want to shout out these particular books in this video. And if you want to know more about what I read, you can check my Instagram or my story graph. So last year I did two challenges. I did the diverse romance or diverse reading challenge? It was definitely an R in there, I think. And this challenge is by Alicia from We Read Smut podcast, and I will tag her Instagram account below. And then I also did a Sapphic reading challenge that was made by Sarah in Wonderland. I will leave their Instagram below as well. So I want to talk about those first. So for the diverse one, there were tropes for each month. I did do them out of order. Like this, I think was December's. No. Yes? I think this was December's trope. I don't remember. But the point is I read this book last year. It's called The Oath. Homegirl, her husband dies. These are his three friends. And he says on his deathbed, like, I already spoke to my friends. I want them to take care of you. But she doesn't realize until later that she meant take care of her in all the ways. So this is a very interesting story. And I love an FMC that we get her later in life. This is such an interesting concept, and it's the first book in a series. I really enjoyed this one. We have The Roommate Risk. I read this, I don't even know when, last year, and I still think about it at least weekly. I have dreams about it. I have dreams about writing my own story like this. I have dreams about reading it again for the very first time. I love this book. This is now, Princess Trap used to be my favorite Talia Hibbert. This is now my favorite Talia Hibbert book. It's absolutely fantastic. I don't want to tell you anything about it because I want you to go in blindly like I did. Just know this will be your new favorite. And good luck to all your other books on your TBR because you're probably going to read this more than once. Next thing is I finally read Rebecca Weatherspoon book. This is Zenny. This is actually the second book in the series. I know, oh my god. I didn't realize that Rafe was the first book. R-A-F-E, Rafe, is the first book in the series. So I did mess up with that, but I was just so excited to read a Rebecca. Actually, Sarah, who I just spoke about, Sarah in Wonderland, they have been recommending Rebecca Weatherspoon to me for years, and I've been wanting to read from her. There's so, you know how it is. There's so many books on your TBR, but I was like, when I saw this on the list, I was like, that's the book I'm reading. No questions asked. I'm doing it. Loved it. Super enjoyed it. This is another one where it's fun to leave it, and not tell you anything about it. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. It's a fun book though. It's good. It's juicy. There's drama. It's a good book. Then I read Just for the Cameras. This is another new to me author. Really enjoyed this, salivated for it. These two people are together in a relationship. This is their roommate. They are sex workers online, and I can't remember, but like, it's this whole thing. It starts out as, hey, like, actually, we've been needing to do some new content. Would you be okay with this? And then it turns into a whole relationship. So really, really good book. This one fit because obviously I met Yin actually at Book Harvest. I made this one fit because of the author, not necessarily the characters. This one was a little angsty, is how I would describe this book. If you're not in the mood for that, cool. But if you're in the mood for angst, I really think you should pick this up. This is another, the first book in a series, and it's also, suspenseful. We are trying to find out who's doing the bad things, what's going on. There's an art gallery, and there's a whole lot to do with that. So this is a really fun book. I feel like I'm gonna keep saying that. This is a really fun book. This is a really fun book. But I mean, like, obviously they all are, or I wouldn't be talking about them, you know? Then we have All Superheroes Need PR. I have read plenty of Elizabeth Stevens works, but this is new because this is monster romance, but almost contemporary question mark. It's so fun to get to see monsters living openly on Earth from an author who usually writes alien, like humans in the alien world. So I loved getting to see her write in a different kind of subgenre, and this book and All Superheroes Need Photo Ops, which is the second book in the series, were both fan freaking tastic reads. So okay, that was it for the diverse ones. Now I wanted to talk to you about, oh, I forgot to say, so both of these challenges were more than just 6. For the diverse, it was 1 trope or 1 book a month. And then for Sapphic Reading Challenge, it was a long list and you could do however many you wanted. But my plan was to do half and half, like 6 from one challenge and 6 from the other for the whole year. So that was the 6 from the diverse challenge. And so now I'm going to do the 6 from the Sapphic Reading Challenge. And obviously I had to support my fellow authors in the 10th Muse and read their stories. So I went ahead and counted the 10th Muse anthology as one of the books for the Sapphic Reading Challenge. If you didn't know, I'm in this book. It's no longer available, but the 10th Muse Rebellion is up for pre-order right now. And so depending on when you're seeing this, it's available early 2026. So I'm so excited. I feel like major FOMO not being a part of this, but I'm so excited to read from more authors in the second anthology in the 10th Muse Rebellion. And then I'm hoping that I can be a part of another one if Sarah does another one in the future. Raquel Raylan, very, very fun girl. Very, very fun. This is the Kickstarter edition of Alpha Woman. This is an Omegaverse with a female alpha, and I hear a lot of people they're like, how does that work? It works, my friend. Just like the rest of the Omegaverse works. It just makes sense, okay? Stop asking questions and read the book. This one is short. It's very, obviously, it's short. It's very fast-paced, I would say. Well, I won't say very fast-paced, but it's fast-paced, I would say. But I feel like it hits all of the, like, all the things you need in an Omegaverse, but it also is interesting because there's, like, it's out in the forest, and most of the Omegaverses that I read, it's like an Omegaverse world, whereas this one, this girl is coming from the real world, and she goes out to camp in a cabin in the forest and then finds this tribe of Omegaverse people. So that was very fun for me to read a different type of Omegaverse. But anyway, good book. You know, I was gonna say fun read, but anyway. Honey Witch, I half read this with my eyes, half read it with the audiobook. Audiobook, fantastic. Reading it with my eyes, fantastic. I loved it no matter where I was in my flip-flopping of reading this book. This was so stinking cute, and I was engaged the entire time. I think that I will say I felt like the end was a little rushed. I just wanted more pages. I just wanted more pages. Like, after all of the work that they did in this book, I just wanted to see them savor the ending just a little bit more. And that's, I mean, for that to be my only thing to say, I think that's really amazing. This was such a great book. I loved just, it's hard because, like, what I love so much, I mean, obviously the plot was great or you wouldn't have a great book, but I just really loved the character development. I was eating the character development up in this book. The conversations that they had, just the growth that was there, and it was on page and it felt so realistic. And when I got done with this book, I was like, I want to know what they do in like a month or two. I want to know what they're doing in a year or two. Like, I want to see them go to the grocery store. Like, I really enjoyed this book. Yeah, Honey Witch, I highly, highly recommend reading the audiobook if you have that available to you, if you like reading audiobooks. If not, please pick this up in ebook or paperback. Really, really good. Oops, almost tripped. Robin, Joe, Margaret. This was actually, no, wait, have I think I've read one of their books before. I don't think this was my first book from them. I don't know now. I don't know, but this was so cute. It's a little book like mine, and I love reading little books like my book, because it just makes me feel good that, like, yes, like, what I want to do is possible. You can have a good story in such few pages, and other people will pick them up and love them, because I picked this up and I loved it. So this is the Cupid. This is their first time doing a Valentine's Day mission on their own, and she is a human, and yeah, this is just their Valentine's Day date, and they do figure out things for the future. That's, I think, what scared me. I was like, oh no, are they gonna fall in love and then they never see each other again? I'm scared to read this book, but that's not how it goes. So that's all I'll say, so I don't spoil anything. But this was such a fun, cute read. So if you're looking for something for Valentine's Day, please pick this up. Oh, did I say the title? Blessed by the Cupid Distribution System. Although I'm sure, like, obviously you can see it, but I don't know if the screen is backwards or not. So I just want to make sure I'm reading these. Actually, did I say that this is Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields? I didn't say that either. I'm sorry. This book, I laughed out loud. I felt so seen in this book. A Little Kissing Between Friends by Shansia C. Higgins. This was so funny. It was so real. It was so, I don't know. It just felt like, I don't know. I felt like I was watching a movie, but I also felt like I was on FaceTime with two friends who were both telling me, like, every day they were calling me and saying, Whitney, guess what happened? Whitney, guess what happened? And so I'm hearing this story and seeing it from both POVs, like, and watching it unfold and just being like, girl, that's crazy. Girl, I don't know what to tell you. Girl, what? So, like, I don't care if you read romance of any kind, please read this book. It was just so good. I just feel like anyone, regardless of what subgenre they like, if you read romance, I feel like you'll enjoy this book. It was really, really good. Excuse me. Last one in the Sapphic challenge was finally Adriana Herrera, Heat and Run. This is another one where I've heard Sarah speak about this book so much and I could not wait. As soon as I knew I was doing this Sapphic challenge, I was like, I know I'm reading Heat and Run, because, like, this is the perfect time to do it. So this is another little book. It's a little bigger than mine, but it's another little book, and it's another Omega verse, and this is FFF. And that's all I want to say about it, because it's really cool. Now this one is like the entire world knows about magic and things kind of thing, and I believe this is a spin-off, because the female main character, well, the main character, her brothers, I think they also have books. I don't remember. I looked it up before, but I don't remember. But anyway, this is can be read as a standalone, and it's très magnifique, very hot, but also just generally very good. So yeah. 3 other standouts that I wanted to talk about. I wouldn't be a good friend if I didn't shout out my bestie's book, Redeemed. Ashley, sorry, let me turn it around here so I can hold it up correctly. Ashley T. Logan. We've got crime syndicate family. We've got suspense. We've got dark themes, but we also have very emotional connections between our 2 main characters. And I'm very excited for her next book, and I'm so excited that I get to know about it. You don't. But yes, this is Redeemed, Ashley Logan. I met CJ Ellison at, oh my gosh, it was my first event as an author, and I can't think. I won't put the name of the event on the screen. Oh my goodness, I can't think right now. But anyway, this sunset year, they were telling me that this is like a friendship, like relationship story, and I was like, oh, I want that. I want that vehemently. So this book, one person is dealing with grief in one way and the other person is dealing with grief in another way, and it's just over the course of like a week, I think, maybe a little more than a week. One person is about to make a really big decision, and then the other one comes across them in the midst of that and stops them from making that big decision. You should read the trigger warnings, by the way. And they kind of become friends through that. And I loved this. I read it in maybe an hour and a half, I don't know. And I was just sitting in my chair, like, when I closed it, and I was like, whoa. It felt like I had cried. You know, after you cry and your emotions just settle. That's how I felt when I was done reading this. So it was really, really good. And then the last one at the same event that I cannot remember, oh my God, I met Sloane Spencer. I was also on a panel with them, and this is Every Move You Make. And this is a polyamorous rugby romance, and it was very fun. It's contemporary in the sense that, like, this is the real world, you know, like, people are a little more open to understanding polyamory in 2026, but it's still not a very regular thing. And so, like, that's what we're seeing here in this book. So I appreciated the conversations around it. But there is like a little bit of like dancing around, because there's also workplace romance in this. Two of these people work together. Technically, all three of them worked. There's workplace romance and there's also clientele. So that's all I'll say. My point being that there's drama surrounding that. So yeah, if you want the drama and you also want the spice, this is a good book for you. Oh, also, let me tell you, on the author side, I published 2 books. A Weekend in Sir Alice. This is the story that was in The 10th Muse, and Strawberry Kisses is the story that was in Moist, the two of the anthologies that I was a part of that came out this year. I'm also in a 3rd anthology, but it's not available yet. It's with Renegade Romance. It's called Bonfire Nights and Wicked Delights. So I have a story in there called The Dragon of Wallaby Drive, or The Dragon on Wallaby Drive? The Dragon of Wallaby Drive. I should maybe figure that out. But those are the 2 books that I published this year. My editor has Desperately Depraved Book 2 right now. I completely rewrote it. Worked really hard on that. It's been over a year and a half now that I've been working on that book. So that's gonna come out this year, and I'm also working on another short for an anthology, and then I'm working on a co-authoring project, and then I'll be working on the 3rd book in the Desperately Depraved series. So that's what I've got author-wise. This has been a wonderful reading year. Last year, 2024, was also pretty difficult. And the year before that, I had a lot of fantastic books, and I also had a lot of duds, a lot of DNFs and finishes, but hate that I finished. So yeah, I finally broke that icky vibe that was going on. I finally broke that in 2025, and as you can see, read some fantastic, wonderful books by some fantastic and wonderful people. So I'm really excited for my reading and writing future in 2026, and I'm also excited for the YouTube channel. I moved. I mean, obviously, if you're watching this, you're seeing this from my new channel. I had an old YouTube channel, and I decided to move everything to being under the same account. So I'm very excited about this new opportunity. I will be publishing a few videos from the old channel just because, like, I don't want them to disappear off the internet, and then everything else will be new. and I'm really excited about the ideas that I have, so I hope that you stick with me. And this is also very weird. I never say like and subscribe, but I am gonna ask, since I'm building a new channel, if you are interested in romance, fantasy, if you would like to subscribe, I would encourage you to do so and would be grateful if you did. And other than that, my friends, that's it for this video. Have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye.